All right, sounds good. Going live. What's going on, guys? It's Landon from The Snap coming at you live on a Sunday morning, 1 hour before kickoff. I got producer Scott in my ear. He'll be answering your questions on Twitter and in the comments section, so make sure to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But here we are. We have week 1 kickoff. I'm jacked and ready to go. Hope everyone's having a good time. And we have Easy Daddy, one of our YouTube members in the chat, having a good time here. He's got some great questions. Number 1, he's got Tannehill, Herbert, Zach Wilson, or Darnold in a 2-quarterback standard scoring. What's up, Easy? I think you got to go with who you drafted. That's going to be Tannehill and Herbert, and let Zach Wilson and Darnold sit and see how they go. Maybe sell Sam Darnold if you have if he has a good week, and a 2-quarterback, he's going to be worth quite a bit. Hope everyone's having a good time here. We're ready to go. We will answer every single question today. So if you're in the live, we will get to your question. We also have YouTube membership. So if you have a specific question you need answered right away, you can join that and your question will be answered right away. We also have super chats on. So if you can't wait and it's crunch time, feel free to give us a super chat. We've got Supreme Paz. It's been forever. Thank you, Supreme. A $9.99 super chat. What's going on? I've been great, my dude. It's football season again. So happy to see you. Make sure to join the Discord, Supreme Paz, if you haven't already. It should be in the episode description. Yeah, there should be a link in the episode description for the Discord. So we would love to have you in there, but I appreciate the support. That's what helps us keep the lights on and keep producing content every single week. Man, love you. Appreciate that a lot. I'll get to some of the inactives today. As we know, Deshaun Watson is a healthy scratch. Jameson Crowder has COVID. Evan Ingram is out. Traquan Smith just got put on the IR. Xavier Rhodes is out as well. Guys that are expected to play, we have Carson Wentz and their offensive guard, Quentin Nelson, Joe Burrow, Austin Eckler, Deshaun Jackson, Noah Fant, and Saquon Barkley. The big question today is going to be Saquon Barkley and how comfortable we are starting Saquon. As of right now, I've got Saquon outside my top 12 running backs. I want to see it first. I want to see what kind of workload he gets. The Denver matchup is not going to be great, so I would rather just sit Barkley on my bench if I can, but that's going to be a question for today. So I'll give you some guys that I'd rather start over Saquon right now just to get out of the way. Raheem Mostert against Detroit. Those are a tough two. They're pretty much back-to-back in my rankings right now. Raheem has a dream matchup. Even if he gets 15 carries, he could easily take one to the house. So I would probably look at Raheem Mostert if you're probably projected to win. So that's another one. If you have a really good matchup and you had Godwin, Cooper, Lamb already starting for you, if you had Tom Brady or Dak Prescott, maybe you want the safer option. So if you're going for the moon, Saquon, he has RB1 upside, no question, even in a tough matchup. But if you need a safe floor, I think a guy like Raheem will give that to you. So that give you some context. If you have questions right now, the best thing to do is let us know as much information as we can. If it's PPR scoring, if it's half PPR, standard leagues, all that. If you're up, if you're down, if it's a flex position, if it's a starting position. So we've got that's kind of stuff we are looking in here. I've got some great people in the chat. We have Chris Timmons, who is a YouTube member. Shout out, Chris. Thank you so much. Easy is a YouTube member. You can see those custom emojis they're using, and their name is different colors. So if you see the guys that have different color names, they are YouTube members. It's only $5 a month. It's like a cup of coffee from Starbucks once a month to be a part of our YouTube membership, and it really helps us out. So Trevor R is in the chat. Jacob Schneider in the chat. What's up, guys? Chuck is in the chat. Y'all are beauties. I'm so happy you're here. We have 12 people coming. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll get to it here. So I'm going to go back up the chat. We had Trevor coming in, a couple questions. He has Hines, Hunt, or Tyson, Gaskin, or Hunt. So Gaskin or Tyson Williams. This is going to be a popular question this week. And I know Tyson should have the workload and Gaskin should have a kind of a tough matchup against New England. But I'm going to roll. Oh, man, this is tough. That Vegas matchup is so good for the Baltimore Ravens, man. I'm a big fan of Myles Gaskin and what kind of workload he would get. But I think I might roll Tyson Williams. I don't know how much work that Latavius Murray will get right away. Man, that's a tough matchup. It's almost a coin flip for me. I think Tyson Williams, if you need the upside, it's a much better matchup. But Gaskin should get the floor. I don't know if they're going to be able to move the football a ton against New England, so scoring chances could be limited for the Miami Dolphins. I do think they win that game, though. The Dolphins seem to always play New England strong. Normally in Miami, this game is in New England, so man, that's a really close one. Tyson Williams by a little, my dude, by a little. The narrative around Tyson is very positive right now. Chuck is asking in the chat, he's got half PPR, Claypool, Deontay Johnson, or Trace Sermon. Oh man, so I would probably go with both of the Pittsburgh receivers. That's who I would go with. Typically, it's not great to start two receivers, but it's a pretty good matchup. That Buffalo game should be pretty tough, pretty high scoring, I should say, and regardless, I think it should be I'd be good with Claypool and Deontay. I'm a big fan of Chase Claypool this year. He's going to make his hay on efficiency, taking slants to the house, going for those big plays where Deontay Johnson is a PPR guy. So both are going to be good. We have Jacob Schneider, pick 2, Cortland Sutton, Corey Davis, Brandon Cooks, PPR. The PPR matters quite a bit because Corey Davis was getting peppered with targets in the preseason. Corey Davis is looking really good, but Brandon Cooks is the only one in that offense, man. Brandon Cooks is one of the hardest guys to rank this year because how bad the Houston's going to be. It's gonna be super tricky. Right now, I'm gonna pull up my rankings here, Jacob, but I would be going with Cortland and Corey Davis and just let Brandon Cooks kind of sit on your bench a little bit. I just have very little confidence in Brandon Cooks right now, but he really is the only guy in that offense. So it's one of those things where you kind of just got to do what you got to do there and just think that he gets the workload in Houston. So Brandon Cooks is, oh man, they're close in my rankings. So yeah, I would go exactly what I said. I would go Corey Davis and Cortland Sutton. And I'm a little bit higher on Cortland Sutton than most people. Cortland is just inside my top 24 wide receivers. I think he's outside the top 30 in some other rankings. So even though it's a tough matchup for Denver, I still think that for Denver playing the New York Giants, I still like Cortland Sutton this week. And we'll get that. Jeremy, what is going on, guys? My guy, thanks for coming in off of Twitter. He's got a question coming here, Claypool or Callaway. And Jeremy, this is a really tough one because Callaway was either taken late or got off waivers. And he is really the only one in that offense because Traquan went on IR. But I'm still going to roll Claypool. I believe in the talent rather than the opportunity that Claypool has. Callaway needs to play against Jair Alexander. That's typically a really, really tough matchup. I know he looked great in the preseason, but I want to see it in real life first before he really in the regular season is what I'm trying to say. Before I'm ready to roll out Callaway week in, week out. So I'm going to go with Claypool. I'm a big fan of Claypool. Thanks for coming in, Jeremy. Make sure this live stream is bumping. Make sure to, if you want to stick around, it's a lot of fun. We can answer as many of your questions as you want. I will be answering every single question today. We do have a YouTube membership. We have a Discord if you want to be involved with the Snap Army. And make sure to subscribe. We appreciate you, man, for coming in off of Twitter. Coming up here, we have Nicholas. Welcome back, Nicholas. It's been a long off season. We have Marvin Jones or DJ Moore, and I'm going to go with DJ Moore regardless of the scoring settings. The DJ Moore against the New York Jets is a really good matchup, and Marvin Jones should be good too against Houston, but there will be Laviska Shenault getting involved, and I'm just going to believe in the offense right now and their ability to move the ball with Christian McCaffrey back. DJ Moore has been a great wide receiver. He just hasn't had the touchdowns. If everyone's watching, let me know how the stream is. If it's a little bit choppy, this is kind of week one. We're trying to get this new streaming service going, and hopefully it's not too bad. Next week it'll be better. We have Paul Marquez in the chat. What's going on, Paul? Full PPR flex. Sutton, Hunt, Pittman, or Myers. Who would I be better going off with? I am down. My opponent has Lamb. So that's a great... You gave me some great context there, Paul. So the more information, the better for me today. If he's down in the matchup, I still like Hunt. And Hunt is going to give you a safe floor and a good ceiling because he was a really good touchdown scorer last year. It should be a bit of a shootout. It's that game against the Kansas City Chiefs has one of the highest over-unders of the week. So Hunt should be involved a lot in that game. So in the flex spot, I think Hunt gives you a super safe floor and a good ceiling as well. So hopefully, even though you played against Lamb, you have a really good week. Paul, good luck. Make sure everyone sticks around for the full stream. We'll be going live right up until kickoff. We have a great community here on Discord and in the chat, so hopefully everyone's sticking around. We appreciate you, and make sure to like and subscribe. Y'all know the deal. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're here to grow and have a great season. We've got some talk in here. Supreme, what is going on, man? This guy's a beauty. Gives us a super chat right away, and we have PPR, Hooper, Ertz, or Jared Cook. I'm also loaded at running back, my group, 10-man league, so bear with me. We have Deontay Johnson, Ayuk, Robbie Anderson, Allen Robinson, Devonta Smith. He's got Miles Sanders in his flex. You've got a loaded team. This is a 10-team league. It's hard to go wrong here, my dude. Out of those tight ends, I would probably go Hooper, surprisingly. I think that over-under in that game, in that Cleveland game, should be good. Supreme Pass, and the distribution between Ertz and Goddard is going to be the big question mark. And then if Jared Cook at 34 still has it, I like Darnold Parham as well in that offense. So it's the best offense is probably the LA Chargers and Jared Cook, but Austin Hooper should have the opportunity to score lots of touchdowns against a potential bonanza shootout against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I would go Hooper. When it comes to the tight end position, you're really just looking for a touchdown. So if it's going to be 30 yards and a touchdown, that's probably Jared Cook. If you're looking for yards plus a touchdown upside because of that game script, that's why I go Hooper. So out of those three guys, the most likely touchdown is Jared Cook. But so the wide receiver position there, Paz, we've got Deontay Johnson, Ayuk, Robbie Anderson, Allen Robinson, Devonta Smith. So I love Devonta Smith in this game, especially if he's stacked up with Jalen Hurts, but your wide receiving core is so good that I can't start him. I would probably go with your first three: Deontay, Ayuk, and Robbie. Allen Robinson is an absolute stud. Love him, but they play the LA Rams, and if you've seen the stats on Instagram that Jalen Ramsey just doesn't give up any yardage, any receptions, basically, to the stud wide receiver. So because you have such a good receiving core, you don't have to start Allen Robinson. So maybe you sit him down this game, and hopefully he goes, I hate to sit my studs week one. And if it's just going on talent alone, it's Deontay, Ayuk, and Allen Robinson. Robbie's kind of that flyer. Robbie's the guy that I don't have the most confidence in myself, but the game script is better against the New York Jets. And you might be holding your breath in that game if Robbie's not super involved with Darnold there. But he has that relationship with Darnold. With New York, it's kind of a revenge game for those two. So I could see him having a big game. So there's a little bit of narrative around that. And there's a little bit of Jalen Ramsey locked down in that answer. And Miles Sanders, I really like in the flex against Atlanta. That should be a really good matchup for him if he does not go out week 1 and have a big game, I would be very, very concerned with Miles Sanders. And I have to start him in a matchup. And I don't feel great about him, but it should be in a smash spot against Atlanta. So Trey Sermon is inactive. Very good, Mackenzie Tell. Thank you for that. Trey Sermon inactive. What a curveball for the San Francisco 49ers. That's big news. A lot of people are hoping Sermon to have a big game and be involved. Raheem Mostert is a must start this week. Get Raheem Mostert in your lineups. He moves into a locked and loaded top 12 running back this week in an absolute smash matchup. So, yeah, Nicholas, thank you. Good to be back. Griff, my dude, should the wife and I get Wendy's, or should we go to Totino's Pizza Inn? I've never had this Totino's Pizza. Wendy's, depends what you get at Wendy's, my dude. I mean, the burgers, I just had a Dave's Double the other day. It was really good. Those Wendy's burgers are fire, my dude. They're fire. So, but pizza, you can't go wrong. On game day, I think I would go pizza. If that's a local spot, go with pizza. I've had takeout freaking almost every day this week. So and Chuck, I'm a bit out of sync. So hopefully the stream picks up. My computer is warm. It is heating up already. So hopefully we make it till 1 p.m. kickoff. Derek. Yeah, I know Mac's already slacking, missing week 1. Classic Mac on the golf course today. I'm holding it down, but let's be honest, I give the best advice anyways. And Scotty is in the ear on Twitter. So thanks everyone for coming by off of Twitter. Derek, thoughts on Ayuk or Damien Harris in the flex? I think the ceiling is with Ayuk. If he's back healthy, Ayuk is an absolute stud. Damien Harris has a good matchup against Miami, but that's the one weak spot of Miami is their rushing. So floor for Harris, but ceiling for Ayuk, and I think Ayuk is an absolute stud. Jeff saying Wendy's, you have some Wendy's in there, man, Griff. So Julio is a smash today. Him and AJB will have at least 40 pounds on those DBs. Yeah, I love the stacks. If you're playing DFS, getting Tannehill, AJ Brown, and Julio. Ooh, that is spicy. Derek saying, what's up? Derek Reyes, thank you for coming in. Chuck, what is going most droppable half? PPR, Trace Sermon, Elijah Moore, Gainwell, or Jamar Chase. The most droppable player is Gainwell out of that list. I would still not drop Trace Sermon or Elijah Moore or Jamar Chase, Chuck. So I would consider dropping Kenneth Gainwell. He might be involved in the passing game for the Philadelphia Eagles, but I still think it's Miles Sanders' backfield to lose. So that is going on. So Harris YT, what's going on? I recognize you from last year, Harris YT. I'm all caught up, so I'll be answering your questions right away. Love this. My opinion on Zach Moss being out. Man, I did not see Zach Moss being out. I must be behind on the news. That's an interesting out. I did not expect that. I was a little bit of a fan of I'm losing it now, the other running back last year, but so the running backs in Buffalo are really a non-factor because how much they throw the football. So you weren't going to start Zach Moss anyway, so interesting situation there in Buffalo. Vikings Mobile, what's up, my dude? I'm a Vikings fan as well. You might be from Twitter, so thanks for coming by. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We also have a Discord community, YouTube membership. We're here to help you out all season long. Juju or Elijah Moore this week, and I love Elijah Moore. I'm a big fan of Elijah Moore, but I'm probably still going to roll with Juju Smith-Schuster against a high over-under game against Buffalo. I'm not a huge Juju guy, but he has everything to prove and everything to lose this year. So on a floor play, I would play Juju, but I can't wait to watch Elijah Moore play and how many receptions. The hype is so real on Elijah Moore. I'm willing to start him. I just don't want to, especially when you have a really good, solid PPR guy in Juju Smith-Schuster this week. Now, if you're down in a matchup and you're down and out, maybe throw a flyer on Elijah Moore in the flex, but go with the safety play this week. We have a lot to learn this week. We did a podcast on things really on our radar, and there is so much that I can't wait to see this week. So we have Chuck saying, "What's up? You're very welcome, my dude." Jeff McGarry, "Yo, I started CeeDee Lamb and need to fill another wide receiver and flex spot. I'm going Julio and Kupp over Juju and or Landry." Dude, I agree with that. Awesome play. Make sure to like. There's only 9 people liking this video so far. So make sure to like this video. There's 15 people watching and only 9 likes. So make sure to hit that button and subscribe if you haven't already. So Jeff, I know you like the confirmation bias and you are starting the right guys. I like Julio this week. You might as well start Julio while he's still healthy in Tennessee. Plus, they have a smash matchup. And Kupp now with Stafford at quarterback is a great play as well. Trevor R. again has a question. Sutton or Connor? I assume that's James Conner in a half PPR. Hunter Tyson Williams in a projected match. It's really close. So I would start Sutton, even in a tough matchup. And I would go with Hunt in a matchup that projects to be very high scoring as well. So, Kmov, Stafford or Cousins this week? I would go Stafford. Stafford's in a great spot. The LA Rams are a lot of people's survivor pick this week. I think the Rams absolutely dominate the Bears, and Stafford should be in a great spot with Kupp and Robert Woods and everyone there. Vikings mobile team I'm facing started Cooper on Thursday, and that's why I'm thinking more. So that's context does matter. Elijah Moore could have a big ceiling. I still want to see it. The chance that Juju has a game with 5 receptions for 75 yards or so is fairly likely. He needs to get a touchdown. He doesn't really have that big game in him. And what we don't know about Elijah Moore, we don't know ceiling yet. We don't know how good Zach Wilson's going to be and the ceiling of Elijah Moore. So if you want to shoot for the absolute moon, Vikings mobile, I don't blame you. So, we just jumped up to 14 likes, guys. You guys are killing it. Love y'all. If you're new to Claire's in the chat. What's up, Claire? Thanks for coming by. She is an absolute beauty and by far the best fantasy player in this chat. Claire's coming in. 12 team, half PPR Dynasty League. Love that you're in a Dynasty League now, Claire. Need a flex because Curtis Samuel is on AR. She's got Aguilar as her best option, but he's questionable. So you have McKissick, Hooper, MBS, AJ Dillon, Ty Johnson. The sneakiest play out of that could be Ty Johnson. But one of those things, Claire, that I want to see is how they're going to use everything in New York. That New York-Carolina game is going to be one of my favorite to watch. And who would have thought? It's the Jets-Carolina. Why would I want to watch Sam Darnold and a rookie go at it? But there's a lot of stuff going on there. Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, Zach Wilson. We have now Darnold, and if he has a connection with Robbie Anderson or DJ Moore. So if it's the flex position there, oh man, this is tough. Now with Curtis Samuel out, I do think McKissick gets more involved in that spot. He could have a decent PPR floor. I know you said half PPR, so I would go in order. Oh man, probably McKissick, Ty Johnson, AJ Dillon, MVS, and Hooper. So in that flex, that's a really tough decision, Claire. Make sure you join our Discord. We'd love to have you in there. If you want to join our YouTube community, obviously you're more than welcome to. We have a membership now. It's $5 a month. If you're new to the stream right now, we have 14 people watching. We do have the people that are lit up, like Dev here and Griff and Eric. They are YouTube members. It's only $5 a month, and you support the show. We do a super chat as well if you want your questions answered right away, or just want to support the show, like Paz did. Supreme Paz just supported the show and gave us a little tip. It's not necessary. We will still answer every single question today, but we appreciate everything no matter what. Hopefully, we have a great season and we keep on trucking, guys. So D Hurt Locker coming in. What's up, D? I haven't seen your name here before, so make sure to subscribe. We appreciate you here. PPR, Javonte, Claypool, or Pittman in the flex. And Hurt Locker, I'm a massive Javonte Williams fan, but I still want to see it first week 1 and see the distribution between Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. So I'm going to sit down Javonte, and I'm going to start Claypool out of that list. Pittman I'm a big fan of too, but I want to see if Carson Wentz is healthy. I know he's been practicing all week, and all the reports out of Indianapolis is that they're healthy, but we're not sure his relationship with Pittman or Paris Campbell or Naheem Hines, if he's going to get in there quite a bit. So I like Claypool there. I think he presents a very high ceiling. He's not the PPR guy, but neither is really Pittman either. So Pittman and Claypool are a very similar stereotype, but I'm just going to take Claypool with the relationship he already has with Big Ben, and Big Ben's arm looks really good so far. So G Diaz, what's up, G? He's got Brandon Cooks, Hunt, Debo, or Tyson at the flex. It's a PPR league. That's a tough one too. I think the floor probably lays with Hunt in a projected very high Vegas total. It would go Hunt, Tyson, Debo, and then Brandon Cooks is my last guy there. I like Debo as well. He's healthy. It would have been better if Ayuk was out for that to happen. But I still like Debo this season. I will be starting him in a lot of places. But the floors are with the running backs, and then it goes Debo and Brandon Cooks. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for coming by. Make sure to like the video if you're leaving. Harris. Trey Sermon's out. I commented on that a little bit earlier, but I really like that for Raheem Mostert. It's interesting that he's out already. He was a lot of people's favorite kind of mid to late round rookie running back. So people overdrafted Trey Sermon by quite a bit and really paid up for him, projecting that Raheem Mostert's going to get hurt or whatever. But it's Raheem Mostert locked and loaded. Change those DFS lineups and throw Mostert in those lineups. Derek, he's got Henderson or Swift. I'm going to go with Henderson. Absolutely. Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate the compliments. Hopefully you're a new subscriber. We have Maddie as a new subscriber, and Dav is giving us a tip here, $4.99. We appreciate you, Dav. You did not need to do that. He's a YouTube member already. Unnecessary, but we love you, man. Thanks for being a part of the community and the Snap Army. Man, I appreciate the best of luck. This guy is an absolute beauty, and I'm glad you're a part of the community. So Harris is asking, should I play at flex? Non-PPR, Robbie Anderson, Tyson Williams, and Brandon Ayuk. So it's a non-PPR league. That probably helps Tyson Williams. So I will go Tyson, Brandon Ayuk, and Robbie Anderson in that order, Harris. There's definitely a higher risk in Tyson Williams and how he's going to get used. You figure at the goal line, it's still going to be Lamar Jackson at the goal line. So you're hoping for like a long run by Tyson maybe. So Brandon Ayuk has a decent floor and ceiling. But in non-PPR leagues, I mean, you could just roll with Tyson. It's his job to lose is what the beat reporters out of Baltimore are saying. So if you believe that, I mean, that's kind of what you got to go with. Tyson's going to be one of the most popular start-sit questions. I hope he's not a bust. For everyone's sakes, I think Baltimore absolutely crushes the Las Vegas Raiders this week. I don't know why the point spread is so tight. I really like Baltimore this week. Hopefully their ACLs in Baltimore stay intact. EJ, what's going on, EJ? Clee coming in. Thanks for coming by. Like and subscribe for more content all year round. I do rankings every single week. And make sure to hit that sub button there. So he's got start 2, Damien Harris, Tyson Williams, and Devonta Smith in a full PPR league. And for the floor, EJ, I would go with the running backs. I've been flip-flopping on Tyson Williams. I do want to see Devonta Smith. I'm excited to see his relationship with Jalen Hurts. They already have a relationship. I love his ceiling, especially if you're playing DFS. But I think Damien Harris is the auto start out of those two. And the floor play is Tyson. The ceiling is Devonta Smith. So if you're down in that matchup, if you played against Amari Cooper or Tom Brady or something like that, Maybe throw Devonta Smith in there, and hopefully he is just peppered with targets because they spent such a high pick on him. And Tyson Williams, if he's the real deal, then he's the real deal, and he should get this in. So, bro, I really want to start Robbie Anderson badly for some reason. Should I put him in the flex over Miles? Hey, man, sometimes you just got to go with your gut. If you have a feeling that Robbie Anderson, Sam Darnold, reunited again, or is in a locked and loaded spot here against the New York Jets, do it, man. Hey, I don't blame you. Miles Sanders doesn't give you the most confidence in starting him. No question. I'm part of that crew. I don't want to start Miles Sanders. I am in a couple spots. So go for the gusto. Start Robbie Anderson and roll with it. I like that. He's got a great ceiling. Robbie Anderson isn't a guy that I have a lot of shares of, but I absolutely see the path to him having another really good season. Kyle Herbert coming in the chat. What's up, Kyle? If you're new to the channel, I answer every single question in here. Make sure to like and subscribe. We go live every Sunday, an hour and a half today before kickoff. It's only 12 now, and we've already answered a ton of questions. I'm going to answer questions right up until kickoff. Hopefully you like the stream. Hopefully you like the channel. We do have YouTube memberships. It's only $5 a month if you want to be a part of the YouTube membership. And then what we also do is do a live stream, a Zoom call with our members every single month for about an hour, and we can go over your team completely. We can go over trades. We can look at your league, your team, where you need to improve, where you don't, what you should trade, all that kind of stuff. It's probably going to be the last Wednesday in every month is kind of the tentative plan for that. So myself, Mackenzie, and producer Scott will be in there if he's available, and we will go over your team specifically. So that's another bonus to be a part of the YouTube membership. Plus, you get shout outs on the live stream. All right, Lance, Baker or Burrow? Who do I start? You coming in from Twitter. Thanks, Lance, for coming by. Just like we said on Twitter, we answer every single question. And this week, I want to start Burrow against the Chiefs. Baker against the Chiefs and not Burrow. Burrow, I want to sit down and wait. It's a little bit of a tough matchup against the Vikings, and I want to see how healthy Burrow is. I think Baker's in a really good spot in a high over-under. He's got Hunt healthy. It looks like OBJ is a game-time decision, but could play. So I really like Baker this week, and he presents a safe floor and decent ceiling. We forget that Baker had a couple 5-touchdown games last year, and in a game against the Chiefs, they're projected to be a really, really good team. They have one of the best offensive lines in football. So I'm going to go Burrow this week, and that should be a good one. Mace, one. Thank you for the tip. We appreciate you. You didn't have to come in and do that, but, man, you guys are awesome. This has been a great stream so far. Kyle Herbert, I was getting your question. Tyson Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Deontay Johnson. Which one of the three would you not start? So you worded that interestingly. Which one would I not start out of those three? I would probably not start Jerry Jeudy. I'm a big fan of Jeudy, but I also am a big fan of Courtland Sutton. It's going to be tough against the New York Giants for both of them to score fantasy points. I think Jerry Jeudy has a really good season. But Tyson Williams is that guy, is the one that you didn't expect to start, but now you have the chance to, and he could have a big game. The only concern I have for Tyson Williams right now is his touchdowns, because Lamar Jackson can take it from anywhere. He could be the running back in that offense. So if Tyson does not score a touchdown, that brings his now floor down to around 8 fantasy points in any kind of format. Now his ceiling could be 20, 25 because of the Ravens moving the football, scoring touchdowns, letting him eat the football, just move the rock and take the workload. It's Tyson Williams a workload to lose. I hope y'all don't miss out. I mean, I'm not starting Tyson anywhere because I don't have him anywhere. I kind of wish I did. Brandon Chu, with Sermon being out, I have Michael Carter, Javonte Williams, Devin Singletary. That was Devin. Devin Singletary was the name that I was trying to think of earlier. Who should I start? Just 1 second, guys. All right. Sorry about that. That was gross. Man, I'm gonna sit down Carter. So it's between Javonte Williams and Devin Singletary for me. Zach Moss is out. Man, that's a tough one. I'd probably start Javonte Williams out of that list. Devin Singletary, man, he just hasn't proven anything. He hasn't done anything to make us want to start him. It's not an easy matchup against Pittsburgh. So Brandon Chew, that's a really tough one. I love Javonte Williams. I can't wait to see the distribution between Melvin Gordon and Javonte. All signs lead to him being the starter in Denver, but that's still yet to be seen. Early in the season, this could be a chance that Melvin Gordon gets his work, but that's what I would go with. Sorry, Brandon, for that gross sneeze of mine, but I had to do it. So Javonte, Brandon, hopefully you're still here watching. That's gonna be where I go with here. Yeah, Kyle, sorry about that. I got to your question. Mace 1-1. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you. He's in a PPR league. He's got Justin Jefferson, Allen Robinson at wide receiver, with Jerry Jeudy at the flex. Would you start any of them for Josh Jacobs? Man, in a PPR league, I think I really like those spots. Allen Robinson is in a really tough matchup against Jalen Ramsey on the other side of the football, but I'm not a big Josh Jacobs fan. He could get a split workload there with Kenyon Drake. We hear Kenyon's going to be the goal line back. I just don't have really any confidence with Josh Jacobs, and he's not known to catch the football. So because you specified, and I thank you for this, that you're in a full PPR league, I would go with your wide receivers. Jerry Jeudy, even though I prefer Courtland Sutton a little bit more, I still think he's got a very safe floor and a big ceiling. He looks great this year. Jerry Jeudy looks like an absolute stud. Just the only issue is the New York Giants defense is a little bit tough. So I would definitely go with your 3 wide receivers over Josh Jacobs. But Josh Jacobs, if he has a big game, that's when I would look to move him and trade him, Mace. So if you want more tips like this and you're already a supporter of the show, we appreciate you. Maybe join that YouTube community, our YouTube membership, and then join the Discord. The link is in the description. We're gaining members and community members all stream. It's been awesome. It's been a great half an hour already, guys, so thank you so much. The chat is absolutely popping. Make sure to like and subscribe, guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for coming in. We're part of the Snap Army. We've got all the guys in here. If you see their names, they're different colors. They are part of the Snap Army, and they have their emblem beside their name. So shout out to them. Dev, Griff, Easy, all of these guys. You guys are in here. You guys are awesome. So Josh is having a question. Oh, that reminds me, I will be answering every single question. So if you're watching this right now, I will get to your question. Every single one will be answered, and I'll give you a brief description why I'm making that decision. It does matter if you're down in the matchup, up in the matchup. Context does matter, along with scoring, whether it's PPR, half PPR, all that kind of stuff matters. So, sorry, Josh, get to your question. He's got Higgins or Carson at the flex. It's a full PPR. I do really like Higgins. I'm a big fan of Higgins, but they play the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to go with Chris Carson this week at the flex. Provides a safe floor and a pretty good matchup with a good ceiling as well. So I would go Chris Carson, Josh, but I love Higgins. So let me know who else you have at wide receiver as well. Maybe that will help me. Maybe you start Higgins over one of those guys. So what's up, Land? Jim E., Russell Gage, Marquez Callaway, or David Montgomery PPR? I'm going to go with David Montgomery. Although he doesn't catch the football a ton, I still think he provides a really safe floor. The matchup is tough against the LA Rams, but Montgomery should be still fine. He could easily get a touchdown. Marquez Callaway is that long shot, big play guy. He does play against one of the best cornerbacks in the league with Jair Alexander this week, so I think his ceiling is capped a little bit. And then Russell Gage might be Mr. Necessary without Julio Jones there. But we saw Russell Gage not really have big games when Julio was missing anyway. So I understand the narrative and why people drafted Russell Gage. I don't own him anywhere. I wasn't targeting him late. So I would go Montgomery, Callaway, and then Gage. If you really need a shot for the moon, Jim E., and need to have a big game if you played against a Lamb or a Godwin, maybe go with Callaway as a long shot. So that's kind of where I lean there. CL Sports Cards. What's up, CL? He's got Allen Robinson or Raheem Mostert for a full PPR flex position. And because normally it would be Allen Robinson, no question, Mr. Sports Cards. But with Trey Sermon out and Robinson having a really tough matchup. I would go with Raheem Mostert in a locked and loaded spot against the Detroit Lions. I think Raheem Mostert has a massive week. So, Kyle, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming by. The Ron. What is going on, Ron? Hope you're doing well. I will be answering every single question. If you're new to the channel, stick around. I will get to your question today. If you do want to give us a tip, we have super chats active. It's not necessary. If you want to join our YouTube community, that is also a great community as well, where we have a Zoom call with you every month. And you can also join our free Discord if you want. That's a great community. We have a lot of people in there. I should need to actually check the Discord soon to answer some questions as well. But OBJ or Gage half PPR. If OBJ plays, I would play Odell Beckham Jr. here, the Ron. So I think just because, Odell Beckham, we had a podcast release on Saturday. He's the guy that we want to see and see how healthy he is. Is that ceiling for Odell Beckham gone now? Is he the same wide receiver that we loved in New York? That's the big question. So because they play the Chiefs, because you probably need a big week, the floor for Odell Beckham is low. It's super low because he could be on limited snaps. So the floor play might be for Gage, but the ceiling is still in Odell Beckham. If he's fully healthy and back the way he should be, it's a really great matchup against the Chiefs. So I would go with Odell Beckham myself, but that is in the air. So Supreme is in here talking, so I'm chilling on Sam Darnold for today, but I got Fields and Lance on my watch list. Absolutely. So do I, my friend. Who do I think is going to be the better fantasy QB this season between Lance and Fields? Man, those are two of my favorite quarterbacks. I love both of them. I'm a big Justin Fields fan. Even though I'm a Vikings fan, I still love, and I want to see him succeed with the Bears. But I think who has a better season? Okay, here's the question. I think that Fields starts week 2, and I think Lance could wait until week 3 or 4. So that could be the question where Justin Fields has a better fantasy season, but Trey Lance on a per game basis has a bigger ceiling because he's going to rush the football so much more. Usually rushing touchdowns are 6 points per rushing touchdown, where passing could be 4. So on a per game basis, Lance has a bigger ceiling, has a better kind of game per game basis, where Justin Fields could get in week 2 because Andy Dalton is getting thrown to the wolves against the Rams, and the fans in Chicago are going to be yelling for Justin Fields to be in there. So that's why I think overall Fields is going to have a better matchup, and I can't wait for him to play. He's a very exciting player. He's a fast player. He's a guy that I've got my eye on lots, and I'll be adding him in a lot of spots, especially if I have a quarterback like Cousins, like Derek Carr maybe, like, I don't know, like Matt Ryan, those passing statue quarterbacks. I want one of these Konami code rushing quarterbacks on my lineup to give me the ceiling that like a Lamar Jackson does, like a Josh Allen does. So we're on the same page, man. Make sure to join the Discord and the stuff. So we'd love to talk to you some more. We have SMH FBF. Cole Beasley or Corey Davis, my dude. I am going to go with Corey Davis. So between Corey Davis and Waddle, I'm still going to go Corey Davis. I do really like Waddle. I'm excited to see how they use him. But I'm still going Corey Davis out of those 3 guys. Thank you for coming by. I know you asked that question twice. We will get to every single question. But I know you added Waddle in that one. So make sure to like and subscribe. We have 23 likes. Let's get that up to 30 likes, guys. I know there's some new people watching. Let's get up to 30 likes, and I will be jacked up. I will be jacked up, and I'll be shouting you out if you're a new subscriber. Matty West is a new subscriber. He's coming in here 20 minutes ago. I'll shout out the new subscribers once I see them coming in. And we have Cash Stylist, my dude, coming in here with a hot one. Corey Davis, Cooper Kupp, or David Montgomery for our flex. Full PPR, I'm going to go with Cooper Kupp. Although I do like Montgomery, he doesn't catch the ball a ton. So I think Cooper Kupp provides you the safest floor and ceiling in that matchup. Cooper Kupp with Matt Stafford should be a match made in heaven. I'm a big fan of Kupp this year. Harris is asking about Laviska or Jamar Chase up for the rest. Good question. I think LaVisca maybe here. Jamar Chase is a guy I can't wait to watch too, but we just haven't seen Burrow. I'm just questioning about Burrow and how healthy he is, how good he's going to be, how good the Vikings defense is going to be. I think I have a safer floor with LaVisca. They're going to use him a lot. Now that Etienne's down, I think he's going to be a gadget player. They're going to get him involved a ton around the line of scrimmage. He's going to be like a mix and match running back kind of player, halfback. So I think LaVisca is going to be good for it in a PPR setting. But I love Jamar and his outlook this year. I think he's an absolute stud. Big fan of Jamar Chase. I'll be trading for him next week if I can. Chris Carson or Chase Edmonds. I think Edmonds is in a great spot, but Chris Carson is the guy you should go with. This high over-under game against Tennessee really is in a good spot for Chase Edmonds, even in a PPR league. But I would still rank Chris Carson a bit higher. George, thanks for coming by. Make sure to like and subscribe. You know the deal. Y'all know the deal. What's going on? Andrew is in the chat here. Andrew Carkett, thanks for coming in, man. I haven't seen your name in before, so thanks for dropping in the live stream. And I'm get to every single question here and hopefully help you win your matchups. He's got Tyson Williams, Damien Harris, or Michael Pittman, full PPR. So Tyson, my dude, is probably one of the most asked questions this week, and we have to decide where to rank him. And my initial thoughts here, and I may have answered this different already, but I think I would go with Damien Harris in a pretty good matchup against Miami. The Miami defense is really good, but their biggest weak point is the rushing defense. So I think Damien Harris is in a good spot there. In a full PPR league, I love the ceiling of Michael Pittman, but he's not typically a guy that catches the ball a ton. He's the big play guy, like the Chase Claypool kind of archetype, big-bodied guy. I do think he has a good season, but I want to see the how Carson Wentz is with him, how healthy Carson Wentz is, and where if he's targeting him a ton. So I'm a little bit hesitant towards Michael Pittman, even though I like him as a talent. But I would go with Damien Harris, then Tyson, then Pittman in a full PPR. Austin is in here. What's up, Austin? Bars in the Tuck. Good morning, Bars in the Tuck. Thanks for coming by. Make sure to like and subscribe. I haven't seen your name here before. We also have a Discord channel. And then it's a great group of guys and gals to get in there if you want to talk football as well. He's in a 2 QB league. He's got Hurts locked in. Bam. He's got Joe Burrow or Wentz for rushing upside. Oh, that's a tough one. 2 guys coming off these injuries. And although Carson Wentz has a better matchup potentially against the Seahawks, I think I would go Joe Burrow. Both guys I want to sit and wait, but you don't have that option. So it's a 2 quarterback league, so I would go Joe Burrow. He's outside of my top 12 this week, but both guys are just, and you have a Higgins stack already? Man, yeah, go Joe Burrow, Bars in the Tuck. That's what I would do. It's a tough one between Wentz and Burrow. Hopefully Hurts does all the damage against Atlanta too, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, thanks for the question. 2 quarterback leagues, love that. Josh is coming in here. I have Julio and CeeDee Lamb at receivers there. Yep, love that. Stick with Julio for sure. The All-Star Gamer. What is going on, All-Star Gamer? Thanks for coming in. I'm glad you found us. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Full PPR. Should I start Gaskin, Mostert, or Henderson? My second running back. My first is Kamara. I would go with Mostert there. With Trey Sermon being out, I think Mostert presents the highest ceiling play. They have a really, really great matchup against Detroit, which is phenomenal. Henderson and Gaskin are in a little bit tougher matchups, so roll with Mostert and Kamara, and you can't lose. You can't lose. You heard me guaranteeing a win here. No, I'm just kidding. You can't guarantee a win. I don't know who you're playing with, but I think those guys are really, really good. I'm excited to see Trey Lance come in there. I'm excited to see Ayuk and Debo. What's up, Easy, coming in here. Dude, hey, man, I haven't seen you all season, so thanks for coming back. Full PPR, he's got Bryan Edwards, Russell Gage, or Tyrell Williams as a stash. As a stash play, you're just stashing these guys. Bryan Edwards is the stash out of all those guys. You don't have to start them, so check with Bryan Edwards. I really like his potential, and hopefully he's the number 1 in Las Vegas. So I like Bryan Edwards as a stash. The safer floor play, like if you don't want to keep them, you don't want anything. Russell Gage, I think, is a pretty safe guy. Has a relationship already with Matt Ryan. I think he's probably a safer floor guy. Bryan Edwards hasn't really done anything in the league yet, but I really like his talent, his measurables, everything he profiles to be. I like him. We just haven't seen it yet. So Josh, Lockett or Ayuk at the flex? I think I go Lockett there. That's the biggest thing there is the question mark if Ayuk's fully healthy. I think he is. He's been practicing. But Lockett isn't a really good matchup. Or, I mean, it's not a great matchup against the Colts, but Lockett should be good there as well. Michael Costanza, what's up, my dude? Judy or Terrace Marshall, full PPR. I would go with Jerry Judy there over Terrace Marshall. I love Terrace Marshall. He's in a better matchup, obviously, but I still would go with Judy, like his talent, and but I will be watching to see what kind of workload Terrace Marshall potentially gets. Bozo Bob, what's going on, my dude? He's got Tyler Lockett or Miles Sanders at the flex. It's a close one. It's a standard league, so it doesn't really matter on PPR points. Thanks for mentioning that. Appreciate that. I'm going to get to every single question today, so if you're new to the channel coming in, I will answer your question. I'm almost at the bottom, so you won't have to stick around for long. Make sure to like the video as you go out as well. That's a great question. Man, it's going to be tough because Miles Sanders is in a really good matchup against Atlanta, but Lockett in a little bit of a tougher matchup against the Colts is a tricky one. I need to go standard league. Check out my rankings here. I would go Lockett probably. We've seen Lockett have number one wide receiver outings. I'm a fan of DK Metcalf as well, but it should be a good spot for Russell Wilson to come in there and win that game. So I think Miles Sanders is in a good spot, but there's a little more risk, and Jalen Hurts can always take any touchdown himself. So yeah, I would go Lockett. That's a really tough one though, Bozo Bob. So thanks for coming in. Kembo Films, start Tyson or Debo at the flex. Oh man, what a tough one. That's a really tricky question. And the biggest decision point is going to be how much you actually believe in Tyson Williams and how much workload he's going to get. You're in a full PPR league, so Deebo Samuel should be pretty safe. I've got Deebo just ranked outside of my top 24 wide receivers, and Tyson Williams just inside my top 20. So I think the floor play lies with Tyson Williams, but in a full PPR, I kind of like Deebo. Full PPR. But yeah, really close matchup. Full PPR, I might lean Debo there. Depends who you're playing too. If you got Mike Davis. Mike Davis as well, Kembo, is one of Mac's guys that he likes, and it's a really good matchup. Really good matchup against Philadelphia. So in a full PPR league, I might go, Mike Davis. Mac really likes Mike Davis. I don't own him anywhere, but it's one of Mac's starts of the week. He could be in a good spot there. So maybe I'd go Mike Davis, Debo, then Tyson in a full PPR league. If it was standard league, I might actually lean Tyson. That's weird how that works. So scoring matters, guys. Scoring matters on our rankings right now. Should I start Hyper Martin? What's going on, Hyper? Thanks for coming in. Make sure to like. We're almost at 30 likes. Let's get us to 30 likes, guys. Let's get us to 30 likes. It's only 3 more guys. 3 more people. We got gals in here as well. What's up, Claire? Russ or Allen? I would go Josh Allen. You have both guys. You need to trade one of those guys, Hyper. You need to trade one of those guys. Get another wide receiver running back for Russell Wilson, because Josh Allen is going to be a guy that you just don't sit almost any week. Josh Allen is going to be ranked one of the highest quarterbacks all season long. So go Josh Allen. Money Mitch. Thanks for coming by, Money. Appreciate you. Make sure to like the video. Scotty, on our live stream, we have hashtag Snap Army. Can you hashtag us start sit as well, or week 1 kind of thing, or NFL, something like that? We can do 3 hashtags. And Money Mitch has Raheem Mostert over Josh Jacobs. I would go Raheem Mostert on that one. Money Mitch is at DJ Moore over Cortland Sutton at the flex. Yes, sir. You know what's going on. You've got the right guys going. Week 1's all about almost starting your guys, starting the guys you drafted, and don't worry about anything else. But we're in here hanging out, enjoying the community here. Should I start Mostert over Barkley? Man, oh man, Mostert over Barkley. I think I would. I would sit down Barkley week 1. We're not sure his workload. He has running back 1 ceiling. All-star gamer. Barkley is one of the best running backs in the league. Talent-wise, he's a phenomenal running back. Mostert, though, has a really good matchup, a much better matchup than Barkley, and doesn't really have anyone to compete with. Where Barkley could be on a snap count, the worst thing to do if you start Barkley, don't even watch that game. Don't watch the game, just see the fantasy points come in, or lack thereof, potentially come in, because Barkley and the New York Giants might not be able to move the ball too much against Denver. I'm excited to watch that game, but I've sat down Barkley. I sat him down for Zeke, and Zeke only had 4.9 fantasy points in half PPR leagues. So, I would go with Mostert over Barkley this week. Who would have thought? I would have never thought those words would come out of my mouth. Zach Foster 1. Thanks for coming by, man. I haven't seen you all season. Hopefully everyone had a great off season. We'll be here every single Sunday for an hour. We have a Discord community that's free to join. I highly recommend joining. The link is in the episode description. And we also have a YouTube membership that's new this year. So click that join button if you want to. You can be a member. It's only $5 a month. Oh, Josh, what's up? Thanks for coming by. New subscriber. But a YouTube member, it's only $5 a month, and it's just a thank you every month for the show. It's basically the draft kit that never stops. It's the draft kit that comes in and helps you with your fantasy league all season long. So that's the benefits, some of the benefits of being a YouTube member. So, Zach, sorry, got off with the tangent there. Excited for another season, great content, been battling with my flex spot. He's got Marquez Callaway against Jair Alexander, like I've mentioned, or James White with Mac Jones' debut, full PPR. No wonder you've been battling with that decision, man. That's been tough. I would probably go with Marquez Callaway. I don't know. I'm not super comfortable with James White, with Mac Jones starting, and Damien Harris taking most of the workload. It's got to be based on a PPR, and obviously it's a PPR format, but you're hoping that it's a check down and James White gets in there. But they could use Marquez Callaway all over the field. Hopefully they keep moving him around. I cannot see Jair Alexander shadowing him, so I don't see him following him everywhere. So if they move him into the slot, I don't think Jair follows him in there. So that's kind of why I would just go with Marquez Callaway and hope for that big game like we saw him in the preseason. Tough matchup, tough decision, Zach. Thanks for coming by again. I remember you from last year, so hopefully we're in here all season. Like and subscribe, join the Discord. You all know the deal. Cam the man. What's up, Cam? Do I start Singletary now and half PPR over A-Rob? I probably wouldn't. The running back, even when Singletary was the only guy without Zach Moss, and Zach Moss was injured last year, Singletary really didn't do a ton. The running backs for the Buffalo Bills are pretty non-factors. They throw the ball so much, kind of like how Zeke was last on Thursday, because Singletary will be in blocking, just like Zeke was in blocking. The Buffalo Bills throw the football so much. So I would go A-Rob, even in a tough matchup. Really tough matchup, but you're hoping for a touchdown out of A-Rob. He's probably not going to get a ton of yards week 1, but A-Rob is going to be one of the guys that I will be trading for after week 1. So I'm going to be actively trying to buy Allen Robinson, especially potentially if Justin Fields comes in at quarterback. So kickers are people too. Prater, Gano, or Lamb. Gano, or Lambo. Go with the kicker in the dome. That's all I care about. Go make sure the weather is good. There's no wind. Find a kicker in a dome. That is my only advice. If multiple kickers, I don't even know where all these guys play anymore. They've switched teams. Does Prater still play for Detroit? Man, I don't even know. So kickers are barely people. Kickers are barely in there. Thanks, Money Mitch. Thanks for coming by. Dev, Mostert or Eckler? Man, I think I would go Mostert over Eckler this week. That's a really tough one. It's hard to sit down Eckler, especially you drafted him in the first round, early second round. But Mostert, I can't believe that, Dev. You got to go with your gut here, man. You're a supporter, you're a subscriber, you've given us money today. I can't believe I would give you advice like Mostert over Eckler. Dev, that's I apologize like crazy for that one. Maybe I've been drinking the Mostert Kool-Aid too much today. Hopefully my Kool-Aid isn't spiked, because that's a crazy one. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning. I'm just concerned about Eckler's hamstring. I hope he's fine. I have to start him in a spot, but I'm kind of closing my eyes. I'm not really watching. Washington has a super tough defense, and if Eckler's limited at all and Justin Jackson gets in more often, it could just be a little bit of a mess. Eckler will be another guy that I'll be trading for after this week, especially if he's limited. So, man, gross play. Plug your nose, but Mostert. Allen Robinson or Brandon Ayuk, full PPR. I think I just go Ayuk. Go Ayuk, and don't worry about the shadow coverage for Allen Robinson. Kicks my game. What's up? I remember you from last. Oh, JML Sports. Sorry, I didn't see your question. JML, let me go back up here. JML. Oh, sorry about that. Tight end, Jack Doyle, Jared Cook, or Dan Arnold. He's a 16-team league. So sorry about that, JML Sports. I remember you from last year. I didn't mean to miss your question. I would go Jared Cook on that one. You're hoping for a touchdown. Jack Doyle with Morley Cox in there. I know Jared Cook has Parnham, but I think Jared Cook has the best chance at a touchdown. So that's what I would do. Go Jared Cook in that matchup. Producer Scott, I know, is hoping that Jared Cook has a good game, I think. Maybe he's running Zach Ertz. I'm not sure. But Jared Cook, you're hoping that offense moves the ball a ton, and Jared Cook is the guy there. So I hope for Scotty's sake that Jared Cook scores 3 touchdowns. Sorry about that there, JML. I know you're coming back, and glad to have you back. Alexander Smith is in here. What's up, Alexander? He's got Gasecki or Singletary. So this is a flex position. I'm glad we're back in your life too, Alexander. We appreciate you coming in. Typically, I would not want to start tight ends at the flex. That's not really a good game to play. The tight end is a very volatile position. It's very touchdown dependent. A good game for a tight end is 3 for 36 and a touchdown. That puts them at the top 5, the upper echelon of tight ends for the week. So I think I plug my nose and put Singletary in. I'm not big on Gasecki this year. I think Jalen Waddle is going to be involved a lot. Now that Will Fuller is there, he'll be back next week. I think he will be in there a lot. So Gasecki is going to be similarly volatile in that position. So I would go Singletary and hope that Singletary gets a 2-yard rushing touchdown. But again, don't watch that game if you're starting Singletary. So, Dev has an insider at the Colts game right now, and Wentz is on point. Awesome. I hope he is. I hope that's for Jonathan Taylor's sake and for Michael Pittman's sake. We had a lot of Michael Pittman questions today. Paul Marquez, full PPR. Who should I start? He's got Gaskin, Barkley, or Swift. I had Cooper on Thursday night, so I'm looking for a safer floor out there. Floor play Gaskin. Then go Barkley, then go Swift. So just floor, it's Gaskin. Barkley on a snap count concerns me a little bit. But we're also concerned with Chris Godwin having that quad injury, but he looked phenomenal. So I would think that if they're going to start Barkley, he should be full health. He's one of their franchise players. That's the narrative. That's the script, that Barkley is going to go back to his normal self and probably catch 5 to 6 checkdowns out of the backfield. So you can go for the gusto there, Paul. You can start Barkley because you had Cooper already Thursday night. Swift, I'm excited to see. I think he's going to be fine, but he's probably the number 2 pass catcher in Detroit behind TJ Hawkinson. I like Swift, but just not this week. I have to start him in a spot against producer Scott, but I don't want to watch that game because Swift will just make me pull my hair out. John Fenton, what's up, John? Thanks for coming in. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We only have 13 people watching right now. We have 30 likes. Thanks a lot, guys. Make sure to like this channel. Am I nuts to start Trevor Lawrence over Herbert? Yeah, you're a little nuts for that one. You're drinking the Trevor Lawrence Kool-Aid, but I know producer Scott is as well. So he's the best prospect we've seen since Andrew Luck, and he's in a great matchup against Houston. I still really like Herbert. I'm starting Herbert over Trevor Lawrence, but that's how it ranked. But hey, man, fantasy football, you got to go with your gut. And that's where you got to go. If you like Lawrence and want to see him play and excited to watch that Houston game, go with Lawrence. Heck yeah, do it, man. Do it, John. I love it. I love it. Like this video. Join our Discord community. It's a ton of fun. It's free, and you have a community of really great people, like-minded fantasy guys, talking about your trades, waivers, sits, anything like that. We also have a YouTube membership. So that gives you perks. Your name will have an emblem beside it, a little emoji beside it. We also do a 1-hour Zoom call with you every month to talk about anything you want. Ask us anything, how we got into the fantasy football business, what your league looks like, what your team looks like, some trade offers you could or couldn't do, anything you want. That's what the YouTube membership is for. It gives you personalized, kind of not one-on-one, but very customized fantasy advice, and we'll spend the time, hang out with you, and really get to know you. That's the point of the YouTube membership, and it's only $5 a month. It's like a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Like it's not meant to blow the bank. It's just meant to help us with everything here. So thanks a lot, guys. Tyler, you're back. What's up, Tyler? Thanks for coming back. The snap is back. Start Barkley, Singletary, or Hunt. The Barkley pitch count worries me. It worries me too, man. It worries me too. I'm sitting down Barkley where I can, so I think Hunt is the play in a potential high over-under Vegas game against the Chiefs. That's where I'd go. If it was Singletary or Barkley, you go Barkley, just because, of course, Barkley's Barkley. Him and Singletary don't even play the same position as far as I'm concerned. So it's Hunt, Barkley, Singletary. If you wanted to just roll Barkley because he's a stud and he was your first round pick, you can roll with him. But I think Hunt's in a really good spot against the Chiefs. So thanks a lot for coming back, Tyler. We appreciate everyone coming in. Zach is coming in. He'll roll with Callaway. Thanks for the vote of confidence, and thanks for remembering me. Of course, man. The community aspect of this channel goes both ways, and we appreciate you. Greg coming in here. Thanks for coming by, Greg. Gaskin, Pittman, Henderson, PPR. I would go Darrell Henderson there in a PPR league. Henderson, Gaskin, Pittman. Pittman has the highest ceiling out of anyone, but I still want to see his relationship with Carson Wentz. We have word from one of our supporters that Carson Wentz is looking great, and maybe his favorite target will be Michael Pittman. I like having Michael Pittman in a lot of spots, but not really wanting to start him week 1. Josh is a new subscriber. Thanks for coming by, Josh. We appreciate you. He's got Davis, Higgins at the flex. Corey Davis is probably the play I would go there. Oh, yeah, it's Corey Davis or Mike Davis, Josh. Corey Davis or Mike Davis is my question on that one. So I assume I don't know which one it is. Hard to say. Let me know, Josh, which Davis you want to start Higgins against. It's Corey Davis, yeah. You probably said that before, but I've answered so many questions that I don't remember. Corey Davis is probably who I'd go with here. I do like Higgins, and I like his upside, but against Minnesota, it's kind of a tricky matchup potentially, and I'm not sure how good Burrow's going to be week 1. And if they're going to try to force feed our guy Jamar Chase the football, I do like Higgins, and I'm starting him in a lot of spots. But I think I like Davis, and I want to see how Zach Wilson targets him. So, and it's in a better matchup against Carolina. Derek Carr or Zach Wilson? Oh man, That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Carr for the floor but I hate the matchup against Baltimore. I hate it. I would go Zach Wilson then. Just go Zach Wilson. Have fun with it, Derek. Throw the Hail Mary, go with Zach Wilson, and hope that he is as good as he looked in the preseason. That's a tough one, man. I would check the waivers and see if maybe Fitzpatrick or Baker Mayfield. I'd rather go Baker Mayfield over both those guys. So check if Baker or Kirk Cousins are on the waiver wire, or Matt Ryan, and I'll go with those guys. But between those two guys, Zach Wilson. Gary, thanks for coming by, Gary. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content every single week, and you can put that little bell button so you don't forget that we're going live, because I answer every single question. Scott's on Twitter hammering down. Hopefully come by off of Twitter, because that's what we're here for, trying to join the community and everything of the sorts. Gary has Sterling Shepard, Darnell Mooney, Marquise Brown for a flex in PPR league. Those are some tricky flex positions, Gary. I really like Mooney. It's just a tough matchup against LA. I think it's Allen Robinson should get shadowed, so Mooney could see some open looks. Marquise Brown is in the best matchup, but he's not really a PPR guy. So let me check my rankings here. So Mooney, I have outside my top 50 wide receivers. I have Sterling Shepard a little bit higher. And then Marquise Hollywood Brown, I have him. I have Mr. Marquise Brown inside my top 50, so I would go Marquise Brown in that matchup, but it's tough. You're going for the ceiling play and Marquise Brown. I think the floor play is going to be Sterling Shepard. He should get more targets. Shepard should get more targets in that matchup. So that's kind of Marquise Brown, who's I would start, and then goes Shepard, then Mooney. But I love Mooney as a stash. I really like Mooney this year. One Drizzly Lemon. Thanks for coming by. You've got Chubb or Jefferson in a PPR league. That is your decision. That you can. How can you make a wrong decision when it comes to Jefferson or Chubb? You can't. So the ceiling play, I think, is a Jefferson play because he's a stud wide receiver. The floor play is a Nick Chubb because he's a running back and should get he could get 20 carries. So that's a great problem to have. But go Jefferson because he's a stud. They play the Cincinnati Bengals. So thanks for coming by, guys. Josh, you're very welcome. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. I said Carson over Higgins. You're starting Carson as my running back 2, putting either Barkley, Higgins, OBJ at the flex now. Thoughts? Your flex play is gonna be. Man, that's tricky, man. That's tricky. And you're welcome for helping you out. I'm just trying to give you my thought process here. It's gonna be tricky to figure out because Barkley, that snap count is just. We're not sure, but if he's back to himself, why would they play him if he's on a snap count? It doesn't really make sense. Barkley for the ceiling between Higgins and OBJ. It's a tough one. OBJ, does he have a ceiling anymore? Is the question. I think I would go Higgins over OBJ. I would go Higgins over OBJ. So yeah, Barkley for the ceiling as always. Higgins over OBJ. If you're concerned about Barkley, just start Higgins in your flex. But that's kind of where I would go, Josh. Good luck, my friend. Hopefully you just kill it. And it doesn't. Hopefully these don't matter. Hopefully these questions don't even matter. But either way, I'm glad you came by. New member of the community, Josh. So appreciate you, my guys. It's only 15 minutes till kickoff, and I need to start my own lineups. So I'm going to say goodbye to everyone here. Thanks for coming by. We have 33 people liking. Join the YouTube membership if you can, if you want to support the show, if you appreciated the hour or so time that I've spent with you today. Only $5 a month is super cheap. We do a 1-hour Zoom call with you to give you personalized advice on your teams, your leagues, everything that is. You have some really cool emojis beside your name, and you get shout-outs on the show all the time. We'll shout you out on the podcast every time. If you don't want to, if you want a free way to support the show, join our Discord community. It's a ton of fun. And make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the channel, put that little bell, and it should be a ton of